What makes for a really memorable vacation? Is it the people? Is it doing something scary? Or is it having that shared moment of emotion? What makes for a really good family vacation? Is it bonding with your kids? Or perhaps becoming a kid yourself once again? Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. This is my family vacation report. This is the obligatory report. We've started this tradition. I think Gail started it or somebody. Everybody has to give their family vacation report. And it's really not a tradition, but it's a really fun thing to talk about. We just got back from a family vacation in Pennsylvania. I took my kids out to see their grandmother. It's been a year since they've seen them. And we had a wonderful time. They saw their grandmother. They got to bond with grandmother. They also went to some of the local amusement parks, and they did some things on their own. But we had 3 big highlights on this vacation. And the first highlight I'd like to bring out is learning something about our country, a little bit about history. We flew into Philadelphia, so one of the first side trips we made was to Philadelphia to see Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell. And it's been maybe 40 more years since I've been there, but it was great to show my kids. Because in the words of my son, what do you mean a Declaration of Independence was signed in Philadelphia? No, it's not Washington, D.C. It's Philadelphia. It really is. There, in a very colonial building, is Independence Hall, and it hasn't changed one bit. They have preserved everything very well. The insides, the furnishing, the paintings, and you can actually imagine the 56 delegates of the Second Continental Congress gathering there to sign the Declaration of Independence way back in 1776. It was a big eye-opener. They still have the documents there, and it was a great first side trip. Just across the street, and you can see the cobblestone sidewalks. You can see that they have preserved everything. Surrounding this are all the skyscrapers that seem to be out of contrast with this colonial Independence Hall. But across the street is Liberty Bell. And you actually can get to touch the Liberty Bell, see the crack in it, and read the words that are inscribed on the Liberty Bell. To proclaim liberty to all the inhabitants throughout the land. It really left a profound feeling for our country, a respect for our founding fathers, for the work that they had done. And there it was. You could actually see and feel it. Our second highlight was to share an emotional moment. We actually went to a professional theater production in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. The production was The Hunchback of the Notre Dame. It was done in the same spirit of Les Miserables. There was a full cast, a full production. It must have been over 100 people when you consider the orchestra, the choir, the cast themselves. And when it starts, it goes full tilt all the way through till either the intermission or to the end. All the scene changes are done live on stage as people are literally changing the scenes dynamically. The props roll in and roll out. Of course, it stars Quasimodo as the principal character, and he talks to the gargoyles. The gargoyles are real actors. They are standing 2 or 3 stories above the stage. They're lit up, and they actually talk with Quasimodo, and they have a conversation. But if you have a fear of heights, you really don't want to be the gargoyles in this particular production. But the high point came when Quasimodo, singing about the love interest, Esmerelda, he is going to be in the bell tower at the top. Now we're in the balcony. We're looking up at Quasimodo 4 stories above the floor. of the stage. He is on what appears to be this rickety little ladder, and he is singing about it. And he hits the high note, and as he hits the high note, he holds it. 1 measure, 2 measures, 3 measures, 4 measures. And I'm just wondering, how's he doing that? He's got to breathe. But you realize you are literally stunned with emotion. There's tears in my eyes. There's tears in my kids' eyes. The entire audience is moved. My son later said he was just overwhelmed by the production. And he just came out of a production of his own for children's theater in Peter Pan. He just finished it. And here was a professional one. And he is just in awe. The third highlight of this entire trip was ziplining down the mountain. Welcome to Pennsylvania. We went to Pocono Mountains Camelback Resort. It is a ski resort north of Philadelphia, but they try to have something to do during the summertime, and they have a fantastic zip line. And what's great about it is that you have to take the entire ski lift up the mountain. Now this is a full-fledged ski resort. It's got a 1,000-foot vertical. And they fit you up with gear. And they're preparing you for this thing. And they make sure that you're not going to break the wire, so you have to follow their safety procedures. And one of them is to get on the scale. Well, the scale's 10 pounds off, so everybody gets the pass. But they get you fitted up with the harness, and they give you this contraption, because this is the actual contraption that's going to attach to the wire. And you have to carry that up the hill. Well, my kids thought this was great, they're carrying it around. And we all have to get on the ski lift. You get up to the top, you have to walk over to the release point, and they set you up. They give you a final safety briefing, okay? You're going to essentially, they do all the work. They put you on there and they tell you, lay back, relax, don't worry about a thing. Put your feet against the gate. So you're finally relaxed, your feet against the gate. Now on the count of 3. 3! What happened to 1 and 2? And you're flying down the mountain. You have become the eagle flying down the mountain. This is a 4,000-foot zip line, almost a mile long. You're above the trees. You are now increasing your speed as you're coming down remember I said it's 1,000-foot vertical? And you can feel the wind in your hair. Gone is my hat. And you're clearing the trees. You're now going into the valley. And the only thought I had was, how do you stop this thing? They didn't cover that on the safety briefing. So I am now coming in across the valley, and you can see the landing zone. And as I pass the bored out of his mind attendant at 30 miles an hour, I'm thinking, what's going to happen? And then you hit the big spring. And you start crushing this spring with all your weight and all the speed that you've got. And you come to a full stop and you realize, this isn't over yet, is it? Because this is like in a cartoon, the Roadrunner and the Coyotes, you know that there's something else that's going to happen to you. And it all of a sudden releases you and you're going back up the wire. Now the attendants grab you and they slow you down and they help you off, they ease you. You calm down. And it was all in less than a minute. But it was a free soaring flight over Pennsylvania. So this is your call to action. What's going to make your family vacation memorable? Is it the people? Is it doing something scary? Is it having a shared emotional moment? Oh, what the heck, just do all 3. Let's start today. Thank you.